I love to follow the life of David in the Bible. He's one of my favorite heroes because, frankly, he's a guy who does really great things for God and a guy who really screws up for God. And before he became king, he made one really huge screw up. God had been protecting him, but David decided to quit trusting God, quit finding his strength in God, and he went off on his own, and he ended up going into the enemy territory, living among them. And when he made that decision, his life became one compromise after another. And it seemed to be going okay except for the compromising part until in like a matter of 2 days, his life just completely fell apart. The people he'd been working for rejected him. The enemy king sent him home. And when he got home, some marauders had come through his town that he had built himself and all his people and had taken away everybody. They took all the people, they took all the stuff, they burned the little town of Ziklag where he was living to the ground. And in chapter 30 of 1 Samuel, verse 6, it's my favorite verse about David because it's when everything changes. It says, David was greatly distressed because the men were talking of stoning him. He only has a few men left in his life, and those men, those people who were his biggest fans, are talking about killing him. Each one was bitter in spirit because of his sons and daughters, because the people had come and taken them away. The marauders had taken them all away. And then comes the verse, and it's one little phrase. But David found strength in the Lord his God. After all that running, after all that hiding, David finally returned and found strength in the Lord his God, and everything changed almost immediately. At that moment, pretty much exactly that moment, the person who had been blocking him from becoming king is about to die, as well as everybody who really had a shot at being king. They're all dead. Within just a few minutes of when this happens, David's able to retrieve all his stuff. Everything in his life goes back to good again. It takes a while, but everything works its way back to good because after all the compromise, David once again found strength in the Lord his God. And we can ask ourselves today, have I been compromising? And do I need to go back today to finding my strength in the Lord my God? And that's today's Jumpstart.